How's it going, everybody? Nick here. Welcome back to another Payday video. Before we get into Dev Diary episode 1, I wanted to give a quick update on my channel. First, to pretty much just summarize and save everybody time, I'm not quitting Payday content. I love Payday, love making content around Payday. Just right now, I'm not really happy with the state of Payday 2, and honestly, because of that, I just don't feel like playing it. The most recent update just kind of screwed everything over, and it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and I think the community's mouth as well. So that's pretty much all there is to it. You probably have noticed that there hasn't been as much Payday content on my channel recently, and that's the reason why. I plan to keep making small update videos for the future Dev Diary videos that are coming out, so just like the one we're doing now. I also look to make Payday 3 content when it releases, or as soon as I kind of am able to get access to that. But I apologize if build videos that you've been looking for aren't as frequent or may not even happen. I had a few more builds planned for Payday 2 that I'd actually even written down, created, everything like that. I can't really finish creating them. I can't finish recording them. And with, at least in Payday's current state, unless I wanted to play with AI, blah, 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 I'll try to get those out before Payday 3 releases. The devs have promised to try and fix Payday 2 in its current state. Hopefully that happens and I can get those videos out. If you want more thoughts of mine on the current state of Payday and things that are happening, and I know the community is a little bit in turmoil about all that right now, I'm not going to keep circulating that around. If you want to know more of my thoughts on that, feel free to join the Discords in the link in the description below. We talk about all things Payday, create builds, etc. Feel free to join. You can ask me about that, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it in the general chat or wherever. Secondly, I've been streaming other stuff over on kick.com/DazeLux. There's a link in the description below, so if you're interested in other content or to interact with the community and me in any more way than you are here through the video, feel free to go give that a follow, or if you just want to be nice, please give that a follow. I hope to see you in chat in future streams. I've been having so much fun with Diablo 4 and the new Final Fantasies coming out this week that I'm recording this. I'm really excited to be able to create streams or content streams around that. I appreciate everyone that has honestly interacted with my videos in any way, has, you know, left comments, whatever. I really appreciate it, and I can't thank you guys enough. I feel like I say that all the time, but I genuinely mean it. Lastly, thank you to my lads in the Discord. You guys didn't necessarily contribute to this particular video, but you always inspire me, you give me ideas all the time, you're always supportive, you always try and push me to do other things. So I included just a few of you on screen, but there are many of you that help me in more ways than you think. Thank you guys so much, and you guys are invaluable for at least me making content and my sanity. Just as a side note though, I did want to add that Addy in our community and in our Discord has made his own analysis on Payday 3, and I believe this Dev Diary that we're about to watch. So I included it in the description below, so if you're wanting more thoughts on Payday and you're wanting more thoughts on the Dev Diary, feel free to go check that out and drop a sub for him as well. He makes great Payday content and is very passionate about Payday as well. Besides that, guys, I think that's it for me. If you're not already, please subscribe. It helps me so much, and it lets me know that you guys enjoy this content and that you want more of it. And you can also, again, feel free to join the Discord down below where we talk about all kinds of things Payday related. Hope you enjoy this video. Let's take a look at Dev Diary episode 1. How's it going, everybody? Nick here. Welcome back to another Payday video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dev Diary episode 1. Now, I do believe from the time that I'm recording this that episode 2 should be coming out very soon. I'm kind of late on getting these started at least, but I should be pretty much on track once these new Dev Diaries start rolling out. So when episode 2 comes out, you should see a reaction from me on what I think, my thoughts, things like that, pretty quick. So for this one, I don't really know a lot about it. I have not seen it, have not looked at it, anything like that. So it's gonna be kind of more of a live reaction, thoughts, things like that as we go through the video that I'm gonna be pointing out. And there might be some points where I'm like pausing, things like that, just to kind of like look at things. But besides that, that's all I know. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's take a look.
And then, you know, a light bulb switched in my head and I was like, yes, that's exactly it.
That's exactly it.
Hello, Eisters.
And welcome to the Payday
Hi, Elizabeth.
3
Hi,
Developer
Almir.
Diaries.
We're very excited to finally be able to share some details around Payday 3 and to give you a peek behind our curtains as we talk about some of the highlights and challenges we've faced during the making of Payday 3.
Okay.
We've put together
Let's hear it.
multiple episodes with the help of several members of the Payday development team.
Now, sorry, pausing already, but I do know that, at least I think it was on the Payday Twitter, where they had shown for each episode things that they're going to be focusing on. Like I know there's an episode for like guns and for like mobility, things like that. I'm excited for those. I don't know what episode 1 is. This may be more of like a general thing, but again, we're 32 seconds in, so.
And in this episode, we'll give everyone a chance to say more on their individual responsibility and passion to see how it has been applied in the making of Payday 3.
Okay.
We hope you'll find these developer diaries both interesting and enlightening, and that will manage to quench some of your curiosity and desire for more information.
Today's video is the first in the series, and it's set to serve as an
Elmer's
introduction
beard
to Payday
looking
3,
good,
where we
man.
discuss some key topics around what players will recognize from the Payday you already know, as well as what will set it apart as a separate and unique experience. Without further ado,
Cool.
let's go.
Let's see it.
I think a lot of Payday 2 players are gonna go like, oh, so this is exactly how I do it. But you will also notice that there are a lot of small features that somehow affect the game and makes it into a completely different thing
Interesting.
than Payday 2
Okay.
ever was.
I think the biggest change from Payday 2 to Payday 3 is just generally how the heist experience has evolved. My name is Andreas and I work as a producer on Payday 3. In Payday 2 you have stealth and then you have loud, which is
Okay.
pretty binary. And that's something that we really wanted to flesh out and evolve. So in Payday 3 you have stealth and then you have something that we call search, which essentially is guards are looking for you and they're suspicious.
Search?
And then you have something really interesting, which is called negotiation. So first responders arrive to the scene, and if you have hostages, you can start trading them to buy time before the cops.
Hold on.
Responders arrive to the scene, and if you have
Why are you screaming? That's so funny. Everybody goes down.
responders arrive to the scene, and
I wonder if that's a, I wonder if that's an ability where it's like a bigger radius or something. Because everyone goes down. That's so funny. Now, I did notice people have been talking about the graphics of Payday 3. I can't figure out where I fall on it. There's sometimes that I look at Payday 3 and I'm like, ugh, that looks a little rough. Which, of course, you know, they're emphasizing that it's beta footage. So it's, you know, not conclusive. But there's sometimes that I look at it, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. And then there's other times I look at it, I'm like, that looks pretty good. So I know we're also in Unreal Engine 4, and I know that they've said, like in the future, they're going to be adding in, or changing it over to Unreal Engine 5, so we may see a big graphic fidelity type of update in the future that'll make it look a lot better. I don't know, but overall, I don't think it looks that bad, especially compared to Payday 2, which is, what, 2013? I think this looks improved. I don't know. I think it's the least of my worries right now. You can talk about it all you want, but all I really care about is the gameplay, I think, so.
and if you have hostages, you can start trading them to buy time before the cops get in. Or you can save the hostages for later because you can trade them for resources.
Interesting.
So the Payday gang has moved from Washington, D.C. to New York City.
Right.
A big reason for that is because New York is just the capital of capitalism. Heisting with your friends and having all those skyscrapers around you, the yellow cabs.
See, like some of this stuff, but this isn't gonna matter in terms of graphics, right? I don't know. Sorry, haven't
more
decided yet.
pedestrians and traffic. That's just a very important piece in elevating the experience in general.
There is a ton of stuff, right, that makes New York the place to be. But more so, it's tied to the story and the narrative of Payday. Something that has grown more and more interesting over the years, especially so for the players who have really come to like the story and are wondering what's going to happen next for the Payday gang.
Yeah.
So Payday 3 will take place in New York City at launch, and we're definitely going to see the gang move to different locations as the game grows and scales over time.
For Payday 3, there will be the original gang and two.
Look at our boys. Look at our boys. I love Wolf's suit. I love the ties like on his arms and stuff. So cool. I love Hoxton's suit. That looks a little bit different from what I remember. Maybe there's different variations of it. I don't know. Anyways, I think they all look good. I think the one I like the least is Chains. His suit in particular, I don't know, it doesn't seem like super unique like the other ones that have like something about it that looks more unique, but I guess technically maybe Dallas and Hoxton's are very similar. I don't know, but I still really like it. I still think it's cool, and I think it suits Chains, so still cool.
More heisters that will join them.
So I think we're definitely going to see collaborations for Payday 3 as well. What's important for us,
so collaborations confirmed, right? Andreas is, I think that's how you say his name, just said that there's definitely gonna be collaboration. So time to theory craft. I don't know. Everybody wants Jacket back. I don't see it happening. I don't see Jacket coming back unless it's like a Steam exclusive. If it's like, yeah, only Steam players, if they somehow are able to work that out, you know, where only Steam players will get Jacket, because I don't think Hotline Miami is on Epic Games, and we know that it's coming to Epic Games unless they put Hotline Miami in Epic Games. If that happens, then I'd say it's almost 100% certain we're gonna get Jacket back. But yeah, I'd love to have Jacket back. Anyways, I love collaborations in video games. I think the biggest one today is probably like Fortnite, right? Where you see, you have people from Marvel, you have people from Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, you have like all this weird stuff. I love that. And that's what makes almost, I don't really play Fortnite that much anymore, I used to, but it made it, with those things coming in, it's like, wow, I want to play this game now. And so I hope they do things like that where you just get really cool heisters. And collaborations in Payday 2 were really cool. We're having Scarface, Jacket, even Jimmy being a collaboration, although I never watched Hardcore Henry. I think it's a really cool collaboration. I love Point Break, so having Bodhi in there was cool too. All of those are really good addition that I think really fits Payday. So I hope they do more like that, and even some crazier ones, right? I don't know. I don't know like who, but you could have some cool collaborations, I think, with Payday as heisters.
That we've taken,
John Wick would be cool.
Like as a general consensus from the community as well, it has to fit the universe, and we don't want to do stuff that really breaks immersion. So as long as it's a natural fit and it elevates what the game is about, absolutely.
Over the past decade, we've done more than 30 different collaborations for Payday, introducing new characters, new heists. And I think the message I want to make really clear to the Payday fans out there is that for launch, we want to focus on the core gang and the core original story of Payday and
That's
Payday
cool.
3.
There's nothing wrong with that.
As we go into the post-launch of Payday 3, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You are right.
That's how it should be, man. You have all of these games now that will release, and they don't worry. They think they have down this core gameplay, so then they have all this other stuff planned, like, oh, this is how we're gonna make money now, which I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but it's like, we're gonna include John Wick, and that's how we're gonna make our money, and they start worrying about those things, when instead it's like, let's focus on the core gameplay and actually making this game fun and people wanting to play our game. I am totally cool with that. So focusing on our 4 main heisters, focusing on that story, focusing on those heists, gameplay, movement, things of that nature, getting back that feedback from players, I think is way more important, and that makes me excited. That makes me have hope for Payday 3, and I truly hope, you know, with what's happened with Payday 2, which I mentioned that a little bit at the beginning of this video, but with what's happened with Payday 2 kind of close to the end of its life, makes everybody nervous, on edge, like, what is going on with Starbreeze and Overkill? Why is this happening now? Hearing those things, these kind of plans, makes me excited and hopeful. I think that's really good news. Really good news.
That the gang has definitely grown older, and I think that's one of the cool things with Payday as a trilogy now, is that the story and the characters share a red thread through the games. So whatever happened to one of the characters in Payday 2 over its lifespan, that it will somehow be reflected in Payday 3.
No Bane confirmed? Or Bane as president confirmed? I still don't know what happened at the end, but whatever.
The coolest feature in Payday 3, one of the first one that comes to my mind, is when you're in the bank, the civilians are everywhere, the cops start rushing in. What you can do in Payday 3 that you've never been able to do before in the Payday franchise is that you can take civilians as hostages and use them as a shield towards the law enforcement. There has been a lot.
So one question about this. In Payday 2, we have, you know, primaries that AK-47, LMGs, what have you, right? But secondaries, every time I've seen this, the guys have had pistols. So here's my thought process. They can make it really weird and goofy, and you're holding a shotgun with one hand and it's blowing your whole arm back virtually when you're shooting it. They might do that. I don't know. and that may actually be fun. I don't know like anything about that either, but I wonder if they are going to lock the weapons, and we'll find out here eventually. I can't remember if it's episode 3, 4, something like that, where we start looking at guns in Payday. I guess we'll find out then if it's locked to a primary and a secondary, which it is in Payday 2, but like secondaries being small arms, right? So you're gonna have like your pistols. You might have maybe smaller melee weapons if they decide to go that route instead of having a dedicated just one hit melee button. So I'm curious about that, because I don't know how you would do this, and maybe it doesn't change anything. Maybe there's like, yeah, you just can't use a shotgun when you're holding them like this. You can still take them hostage, you just can't shoot, or something like that. So I'm interested to see how far this really goes and how much you can actually do with it, because it could be absolutely broken, because from what I see is that cops aren't shooting at you when you're holding a hostage. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with that.
A lot of comments on stream, because we stream several times a week now, and every time we do, there are always Payday 3 questions.
Right.
Definitely there's been some heavy hitters that have suggested things or asked things where I've gone like, that's actually a fact, So if you asked that question, you were right. Arrived in Washington. Why is it so hard to... They haven't been sleeping around. They've been sleeping around.
My gun! My gun! Chains, Wolf, Hoxton,
Dallas.
Houston? I don't know where Houston is.
You don't know where Houston is? Oh no. My Houston homies, we freaking out. I mean, Wolf's my main guy, but I love Houston. He's probably, I don't know. I go back and forth between my favorite heisters all the time, but anyways, I don't know, man. I think this video actually gives me hope for the game, right? I think there's actually some cool things being done, and things that they seem to have thought out, that they aren't just kind of like, willy-nilly throwing in. And then pointing out that hostage feature that we saw in the trailer. That was one of my initial concerns. I was like, I don't know how well you're really going to be able to use this, but they seem to have thought it out. They have the special game mode, or the special game mode that you can now take these hostages and use them for something. They said something about you can trade them in and get supplies or something like that, which is cool. I think that's well thought out. In the hostage system in Payday 2, it was always used for the same thing, which is fine. We were used to that. We were used to trading out teammates for hostages, and that could be a law enforcer that you've taken hostage, or it could be a civilian that you've taken hostage. And so I think that's cool, and I think it's really cool that they have tried to come up with something different. They're like, we've been doing this for an eternity now. Let's see if we can come up with something different for hostages. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. So I'm really excited. This was obviously just very general and kind of touching the surface of what they're planning to do. And I'm really excited to see more. I really am. And this video did make me hopeful. They generally seem excited about Payday 3. They're excited about its direction, the way it's going. They're focusing on the core gameplay, the core crew. They're not worrying about collaborations yet. They're, have things in store and planned, but they're focusing on the most important things first. And I think that makes me really excited, and I can't wait for September. I think that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back when Dev Diary 2 drops, and that should be very soon. And I'll make sure to get a video out on that as well. If you guys enjoy, please like, subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace out.